Hello traders, today your answer is finally here. I get a lot of questions, people asking me they do not have trading strategies and so they wish they have one. Now I am going to come your way with this book which has a strategy. So it's going to be a series of videos on this book that has a strategy which I believe can be the basis for you to also discover and to know how to get a good strategy. If you do not have one at all, you can use this as a beginner. Okay, so let's begin. This book is written by a man known as Mark Schausen. Mark Schausen. And so the chapter 1 of this book says the man who got kicked off Wall Street. The man who got kicked off Wall Street. So this man was working with the Wall Street Journal, trading Forex, and later on something happened and he was kicked out. After he got kicked out, what happened? And how did he come back home to do trading to become successful? Of which today he has over 10,000 followers who are actually copying his style of trading. Mark Schausen. Today we're going to talk about one of his books. He has he has a lot of books, but we want to talk about one of them, and that is this book that I am about to show you. The book is called or named as the Naked Forex. Naked Forex. So we're talking about naked Forex over here. How to trade the Forex with how it is. The naked chart as you see it. Okay. Now, let me not whet your appetite. Let's begin. So the chapter 1 says, the man who got kicked off Wall Street. Take your time and listen carefully as we read together. Okay. So let's go on, or let's continue, or let's start. Okay. The chapter 1 says, the man who got kicked off Wall Street. My name is Mark Schausen. By the way, I'm the guy on the left. The little guy on the right is my son, Elon, whom I loved and adore. Actually, that picture hasn't been posted here, so you'll pardon me for that. Okay, that picture is not here. The picture of him and the son. All right, so let's continue. Right now, I am known as one of the most successful market reversal pattern traders with over 1,000 traders following my analysis online today. However, it wasn't always like this. I started my career all the way back in 1979. My father was doing business with a fellow named Graham Lovin, who was an investment banker. On the side, Graham was trading the commodity futures market. Everything from cocoa to orange juice to pork bellies to gold, silver, and anything that had price fixed to it. He was doing this very simple, using a price action methodology. You have to remember that this was 1979. I don't know if you remember back then, but it was a very turbulent and chaotic economic time. You had gas embargoes by the Gulf states. You had gas lines in the United States. You had oil going crazy. You had gold for the first time running to $1,000. The Hunt brothers cornered the silver market and the silver ran to $50. It was just a crazy time in the investment markets. At that time, Graham was trading everything under the sun using a very simple price action trading methodology. He got a simple piece of graph paper with an X and Y axis and he drew a graph with price and time. He put cocoa at the top, or live hawks, or whatever he was trading, up to about 22 different markets. Every day, he would just plot the closing price from one level to the other, and after a couple of weeks, it will form an uptrend or a downtrend. He used to say to me, "Mark, I simply want to buy a market that is going up or sell a market that was going down." Graham was very kind enough to take me under his wing and teach me all this technique price action methodology. At this time, I was in my last year of USC Business School, wondering what I was going to do for a career. I was taking investment courses that taught me how to evaluate investments based on fundamental information. Basically, you had to examine all the investment metrics in order. Basically, you had to examine all the investment metrics in order to make a determination when to buy or sell something. Now, Graham was just showing me how to make that determination on some very exotic instruments, looking at only the prices. It was that simple exposure to Graham that launched my career. I knew what I wanted to do, and I was seeing the money that he was making. He was making so much money that when he invited my dad to join him in a trading account, my dad leaped at the chance. In 1979, my dad put in about $50,000 and Graham put in $450,000 into a trading account. So all told, they had $500,000 about at the start of the year. At the end of that year, that account was well over $5 million. Again, just using a very simple price action strategy. I remember Graham used to come over for dinner or stay overnight, and in the morning he will get up and watch the financial news channel. They would have the commodity clacker boards. They were called the clacker boards because they were actually metal, so that when the prices turned over, you could hear this constant clacking in the background. Every day, Graham will wake up and gold will be limit up because of all the embargoes and things of that nature. He was just making money hand over fists. Of course, I thought this would be an interesting way to make a living. So it was based on what Graham exposed me to that I started building a career and a journey in trading. My first job in 1980 was at Merrill Lynch. I never just wanted to be a customer man, taking orders over the phone. I really wanted to learn how to trade the markets and be financially independent for myself. I began at Merrill Lynch. I eventually started a commodity division for E.F. Houghton and went on to work for 4 major Wall Street firms over the ensuing decade. Let's continue. Over that time, I evolved a trading strategy that was authentic to myself, that was based on the simple principles that Graham had exposed me to. The next decade spent on Wall Street, I developed different nuances and other ways to approach the market that was very, very successful. On the basis of that, I was able to attract very high net worth investors, very high worth investor accounts, as well as small institutional accounts to trade. I was doing fantastically, making money hand over fist, and then I basically lost everything due to a very bad decision I made at one point. My brother shared with me some information on a company he was looking at. I ended up buying the stock. I never understood that eventually it came to pass that my brother learned about it by virtue of inside information. and I got entangled with the SEC in a 9-year lawsuit. I tried to tell them that I had nothing to do with it and I had no inside knowledge. At the end of the day, I didn't even pay a fine, but it ended up putting a blemish and a stain on my career, and effectively, my time on Wall Street was over. As I tell my son, when one door closes, another one opens. It was actually the best thing that happened to me. In 2002, my son was born, and I ended up wanting to spend a lot of time with him. So I decided to be a stay-at-home dad. To make money, I ended up taking all the things that I learned in the markets while on Wall Street and applied it to my own small account and myself. I very quickly grew it to a sizable account just trading from home. Then in about 2010, I met Peter Weiser. We talked about my trading strategies. He quickly became very fascinated with what I was doing. He kept pestering me about doing something online. He wanted me to sell my services and my knowledge. Frankly, I really resisted the notion of doing that. I liked being independent. I didn't want the pressure of having a lot of retail investors. I really resisted his attempt for many, many years up until the year 2015. He came to me and he said that he will do all of the groundworks. He will do all of the groundwork that I didn't want to do. He will do the website, the marketing, and just leave the trading to me. Eventually, I agreed to Peter's proposal and we kicked off the pattern trader. It's become very, very successful, very, very fast. It's always fascinated me that the statistics in this industry are really so poor. Let's continue. So this is a summary of the whole background about his life. So we continue from there. It's estimated that, so we are on the statistics now, right? It is estimated that greater than 98% of traders in the Forex world actually lose money. It's estimated that greater than 98% of traders in the Forex world actually lose money. After online trading became available, I started noticing most of the things that you have been exposed to and thought are dead wrong. I often get emails from my competitors giving me all kinds of hype and different ways of trading that I know aren't going to work on a consistent basis. Misconceptions. So Mark is going to explain to what the misconceptions in the Forex market. Okay, so misconception number 1. There are several misconceptions and big lies that you have been exposed to. Of course, the first big lie is that internet marketers will have you believe that their past results mean that you will make money using their systems. This simply isn't true. Now, coming from Wall Street onto this online world, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. There was one big lie. And while people on Wall Street will never fall for it, it was different in the retail Forex world. So let's put this to bed. Past results do not guarantee future returns. When you see past results, a lot of the time they have been manipulated by back testing or stimulations or not done in a live account. It's very misrepresentative. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't your fault. You have just simply been misled by this industry. However, I promise you that the real pros on Wall Street and the City of London do not rely on any third-party verified systems like my FS book. They analyze the core trading strategy. They dissect it and see whether it actually makes sense for the long term. Then they test it for themselves. The questions after this book you will need to ask are: 1. Do you understand this trading methodology that I have explained? 2. Does it make sense? 3. Is it logical? 4. Does it appear to have longevity? 5. Does it appear to have a unique edge? 6. Can you replicate these traits? Again, I will admonish you never to make a trading or purchasing decision in this business based on a past performance result alone. It's truly is no indication of future results, and you have simply been misled by internet marketers and scam artists. I love this part. You have simply been misled by internet marketers and scam artists. I'll come back to this misconception, okay? But let's go to misconception number 2. So the other big misconception, I won't call it a lie, but it is a bit of misconception or a misconception, is that you need to win most of your trades to make a long-term consistent income and be a successful trader. Again, that is simply not true, and I have a way of proving that over and over again. I love this. Let's continue. Traders out there obsess with the win-loss ratio, which is also known as the number of winners versus the number of losers. On Wall Street and Chicago, the traders who are most successful by a long shot are the ones who lose most of their trades, yet still come out on top. I'll prove this to you in just a minute. Chapter 2, the naked chart. Okay, we won't continue with the chapter 2, but we will end on chapter 1. But I want to stress on the misconceptions, okay? So let's go back to the misconception number 1. Then we look at something here. So the first misconception Mark talked about is there are several misconceptions, okay? Like he said. And the first one he talked about is the fact that we believe the internet marketers, and with the results they show us, we believe that the past results or their past results which they show to us mean that you can make money using their system. A lot of us have been buying robots, buying indicators from traders. We believe they are making it because they have shown you some kind of screenshots. Okay, they have shown you some proofs that, okay, this is what their trading strategy has been able to make. And based on that, you jump in to buy their system. You buy their trading system. This is what this man is talking about. That's what Mark is talking about here. He's saying that past results doesn't mean that you are going to make money in future with the same trading strategy. Okay? It's simply not true. If I'll read word for word what he said. He said, there are several misconceptions and big lies that you can be exposed to. Of course, the first big lie is that internet marketers, he didn't call them traders. Mark the words of Mark. Mark is saying internet marketers. So they are only there to sell something to you and make money out of it. They are not traders. Do you get the difference? I want you to study the words of Mark carefully. He said, the internet marketers will have you believe that their past results mean that you can make money using their system. This simply isn't true. And I love his choice of words by qualifying them or describing them as internet marketers. They only want to sell something to you. So in order to sell that thing to you, they need to make sure that they give you some proofs to make you believe that once you have that, you can also make those results, which is a liar, or which is a lie. Let me put it that way, which is a lie. And these people are internet marketers. They are not traders. Okay? Anyway, now, coming from Wall Street onto this online world, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. There was one big lie. And while people on Wall Street will never fall for it. So hear him once again. Mark is being clear here that people on Wall Street who are trading with the biggest accounts and trading for investors, trading for companies, they will not fall for this lie. But on the internet world of Forex, these lies are being accepted and we fall for them every day. So he's saying that the Wall Streets will never fall for it. The people on Wall Street, they won't. It was different in the retail Forex world. So he wants to put this to bed. And to make it clear, he is saying that past results do not guarantee future returns. Past results do not guarantee. So when you buy something which is an indicator, which is whatsoever, based on past results, he is saying to you that it does not guarantee future returns. When you see past results, a lot of the time they have been manipulated by back testing. They have been manipulated. Okay? And to just tell you one of the manipulations, I remember recently a guy gave a screenshot of his smaller account that is known as a cent account. I don't know how many of you know what a cent account is. We have a standard account, we have a cent account. A cent account is calculated in cents. So you can make 10 cents, 20 cents profits on that cent account. Okay? So you can have 100 cents. And once there is 100 cents, the whole thing is that the cent is not written. So you just see 100. And the person will screenshot that to you and tell you that that is an account of $100. He can screenshot 1,000 cents account and you think it is $1,000. So with his cent account, he can be making 200 cents. And making 200 cents is actually $20. He can make 1,000 cents and screenshot it for you to think that he has made $1,000. Meanwhile, 1,000 cents is just $100. So people use cent accounts to dupe people. You see the figures big, thinking that it is a real standard account. So you see 1,000 cents, you think it is $1,000. You see 2,000 cent profit made, and 2,000 cent profit made is just $200. When you convert cents into real dollars, it's just $200. But you would think that the person has made $2,000. Meanwhile, it is just 2,000 cents. So Mark is saying that there are a lot of misconceptions, and there are way these internet marketers are going just to make sure you buy their course, you buy their indicators, you buy whatever they are selling to you. So they have a way of making it look very pleasant just to convince you to buy. So they are internet marketers, but not Forex traders. So he's saying most of it has been manipulated by backtesting or simulations. It is very, very true. I have just given you one instance where someone will give you a screenshot of a cent account, making you to believe that it is a real standard account. Let's continue. So he said a lot of it has been manipulated by backtesting or simulations, or was not even done on a live account. So he might have even done this on demo. He just predicted and did something on demo. He gave you a screenshot, making you believe that, yeah, he's actually trading a live account. Okay? There are people who will give you their investor password of a cent account. You will go through and you will think that it is actually a standard account. and then you give your account to him or her, you give your money, or you pay for whatever he's offering you, she's offering you, and he's gone with your money. So we need to be careful. Yes, he can tell you, oh, I want to manage your account for you. Can tell you, oh, I have this indicator that works very well. I have this forex trading system that does perfectly. Look at my investor password, take it and check the account and see the profit I've made. You go into the account and you really see big numbers and you think it is a standard account, not knowing it is just a cent account. So we need to be careful. All right. So let's continue. So it is very misrepresentative. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't your fault. You have just simply been misled by this industry. However, I promise you that the real pros on Wall Street, listen, the real pros on Wall Street and the City of London do not rely on any third-party verified system like my FX book. My FX book is actually a trading community. If you haven't heard of it, you can Google my FX book. They provide sentiments, they provide analysis, they provide a lot of things for traders who don't know much about trading. They guide them, help them to trade. Okay, they give analysis, they give technical analysis and fundamental analysis, explaining what the trade will be and blah blah blah. Though that is a third-party system. That is a third-party system. So my FS book is a third-party system, and Mark is saying that the people on Wall Street do not fall for that. They do not even look at that. The people in the City of London who are trading Forex, they do not look at those things. They do not even go there at all. They don't go to the third-party websites. They don't. So they do the whole analysis by themselves. They do everything by themselves. So that is why I am giving you this whole book by giving you videos short by short, or series in series, or piece by piece, if I put it that way, in piece by piece, so that you will be able to understand his perspective and his trading strategy that he is explaining in this book for free. He is not charging anything, and this book I have just told you about is difficult to get now. Okay, very difficult. People have even tried to modify it to suit their own way. So I want to give it to you the way it is. The book by Mark is there, but it's difficult to get now. People are even selling it. I know people who are selling it for $100, $200, and the likes. They'll tell you they have this book by Mark. They want to sell it to you, the Naked Charts Forex. Then people pay for it. But I want to give that to you on this channel for free. So subscribe. This is the beginning of it. Today we've learned about 2 misconceptions, which is in the chapter 1. Another video coming will be on the chapter 2. In that order, chapter 3. In that order, for you to get everything bit by bit. Now, if you have a question, please leave the question under this video. In my next video, which will be on the chapter 2, I'll look at some of the questions and then address them in my next video when I'm coming with the chapter 2 of this book. Okay, so if you have a question based on what you've just heard today, based on Mark's explanation of where he started from and the misconceptions in the online forex business, just put your question out there. Or if you have any experience with regards to what Mark is saying, just put your message below this video. And also subscribe to this channel, and also share this channel with someone. Okay, so I'll come your way with the part 2 or the chapter 2 of this book very soon, and then we'll move gradually to the chapter 3 in that order. Before this book ends, I'm sure you're going to get something that will help you on your journey to becoming a pro in the forex market. My name is Kofi, Leading Forex YouTube channel. I am the admin. I also have a Telegram page where I share signals. You can join the Telegram page. Through the description of this video, you'll see the link to join my Telegram page. All right. Don't also forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode, which will be on the chapter 2. So today we have two misconceptions which Mark has just talked about. One being that the past results do not guarantee future returns. The second misconception has to do with the fact that people think that traders who lose most are not the winners, which is actually not the case. Or people think that in order to become successful in the forex trading, you don't need to lose much. You rather have to win more and lose less. He's saying that is also not true. You can win more and lose less, but still not making progress. But the people on Wall Street, they lose most of their trades. But at the end of the day, they win more. With even the less wins that they have, their accounts are big in terms of profits. So people on Wall Street, they win less and lose more. But by the end of the day, they make the profits. Listen again. They lose more, they win less. But at the end of the day, they make the chunk of profit. So how is that possible? He's going to explain, and he's going to tell you how they do it. And that is what he wants you to also do. Okay? Even if you lose more, how can you win with the less that you will make, or the less wins that you will have? How can you make the profit with it? You are losing more, but the less wins that you will get, how will they bring you the profit despite all the losses you have made? That is what Mark is going to explain in this book. Chapter 2 will roll out soon, so please subscribe. Like I said, if you have any question, if you have any contribution to what has been discussed so far, leave it on this channel. We will read it and then come your way with answers in our next episode, which will be on the chapter 2. Until then, be good. I'll see you.